Welcome back. In today's Ask the County, we're talking about absentee voting. Joining me now is Saginaw County Treasurer Tim Novak. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Now, this is very important, especially we're trying to get a lot of people out there and make sure they vote.
Absolutely.
But if someone needs to cast an absentee ballot, what is the first thing they should do?
So the first thing they need to do is they need to contact their local clerk. So, and not the county, don't go to the courthouse, you need to contact your township, city, or village clerk.
Okay.
That's where you get your application. You can get it online. You can go to either the state has a website, the county has a website. They get the physical application, or you can request it by mail. You have until Saturday at 2 o'clock to request it by mail.
Okay.
Now that mail's tight, we're talking a week from today is the election. You can also go in person or have somebody go in there for you, and then they can request an absentee ballot on your behalf until 4 p.m. the day before the election.
Okay.
So that way you get your application. You know, and there's a couple reasons why maybe somebody might want an absentee ballot. You know, if you're going to be out of town all day and you're away from the polls all day, you can utilize this method of voting. If you're over 60 years of age, if you're physically unable to go to the polls without assistance, you can get an absentee ballot. Those are kind of a couple things. They don't verify your work schedule at work. You'll be required to sign something when you get there. An affidavit says, you know what, I'm not able to vote. Can I have an absentee ballot? And it's pretty easy to get and pretty easy to turn in. And you want to make sure it comes back to the township or city clerk of which you live. Okay.
Now, if anyone is dealing with any of those issues and they need to cast an absentee ballot, how do they submit their ballot?
So they can either mail it in, they have until they have to get it in by election day, or they can bring it in themselves, or if they need help, either a member of the family or even somebody who's another registered voter that's a friend, they just have to sign off that, you know, they are who they are and they're a registered voter. So somebody can bring it in. It's an attempt to make it as easy as possible. And remember, with the straight ticket ballot voting now, the federal court said it's illegal. So folks need to be aware when they go in there, they're actually going to have to walk through the entire ballot this year. And so the clerk is expecting there could be some longer lines as folks are, you know, and you should go through the whole ballot anyway, right? There's plenty of local issues and millages and local elections that are very important that sometimes get kind of forgotten. So you want to make sure that ballot fatigue, they call it, you don't want to get tired. Make sure you get through it, get your rest, eat some breakfast, and get through the ballot. But make sure that the absentee voting is really a great way to do it. You know, you can do it at home at your kitchen table. You can talk to folks if you need advice, to walk your way through the ballot and educate yourselves on the issues. Great. Now, when is the deadline for absentee voting? So the deadline to have it in to pick up the application is the first key. 2 p.m. on Saturday, you have to have a request by mail-in, or 4 p.m. on next Monday, you'll have to go into the clerk's office and get the application. And then once you get them, you can either return them by mail or by foot. Okay, great. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask the county, just send them to WNEM at WNEM.com.